Hello, and welcome to Basically Bloodbowl. Now, we're within a week away from pre-order of the new Gnomes team, and Games Workshop have just dropped a lowdown on said team. So without further ado, let's have a look. Now, first things first, we do have very little dodge on this new team. Gnomes themselves have no dodge. So what Games Workshop have done to replace this is they've given them jump up and wrestle. For example, let's have a look at the new Gnome lineman. These positionals have movement of 5, strength of 2, edge on a 3+, passing on a 4+, and armor value of 7, which is exactly the same as a halfling hopeful. But the skills are where they differ, so gnomes get jump up, right stuff, obviously stunty, and then wrestle. So to those who are not familiar, this is going to be making the gnomes less edge orientated and more combative. For example, jump up doesn't forfeit movement rising from a prone position. But more importantly for this team, it allows you to block whilst prone, which means you can still be effective even when you're downed, and this allows this team to sort of clog up the board a little bit with these down players. And then they've got wrestle as well, which basically negates block, giving you more chances to bring opponents down. And they work out at 40,000, which works out about 10k more than a basic halfling, but it's still a very cheap positional. Moving on, we've got the Gnome Beastmaster, and these have movement of 5, strength 2, edge 3+, passing 4+, and you get 1 additional strength over the normal lineman, taking them up to an 8. They come in at 55k, which is 5 more than a normal hefty on a halfling team, but as I said before, they've got that better passing. And as for skills, they've skipped right stuff for guard, and this is a massive skill. They are the first as a bare bones roster positional on any team to start with this, and it's going to be extremely useful on a stunty team. So guard will allow you to assist in an offensive or defensive block, even if they are in an opponent's tackle zone. And I take it this is the representation of either the goose or the badger ably assisting them in that. So basically this makes it harder for your opponent to block, as well as giving better protection for your ball carrier. And I think this gives you the option to utilise your Beastmaster in either defensive or attacking position. Third up, we have the Gnome Illusionist, and yes, we finally have a name for him, and they also come with a new trait too. The Illusionist is a movement 5, strength 2, edge on a 3+, passing 3+, armor 7 piece. So they've dropped 1 on passing from a normal bog standard lineman. They cost 50 gold, and the Trickster trait makes them a really interesting player. So the Trickster trait reads out as follows. When the player is about to be hit by a block action or a special action that replaces a block action, with the exception of a block action caused by the ball and chain move special action, before determining how many dice are rolled, they may be removed from the pitch and placed in any other unoccupied square adjacent to the player performing the block action. The block action then takes place as normal. If the player using this trait is holding the ball and places himself in the opposition end zone, the block action will still be fully resolved before any touchdown is resolved. So that may come across as a bit hard to get your head around, but basically it allows you to relocate your illusionist. They can, in essence, shapeshift and be placed adjacent if that's advantageous. So this may help escape being boxed in or remove an assist. And also it may, in some instances, say you're playing a corner opponent, bring their player into a worse area of the field. Or perhaps it can get you away from the edge of the pitch, say if you're right up against the touchline. So I can see there being a lot of merits for this one, but you'd have to use it very cleverly at times, because a block is a block if it goes successful for the opposition team. And to round out the player, they've got jump up, stunty, and wrestle as well. Next up, we have the Woodland Fox. This is my personal favourite, coming with a movement 7, strength 2, edge 2+, armor 6+. So these are more of your typical agility unit, high edge, high movement, low strength, low armor. We do get dodge, sidestep, and stunty as well. And you may see they've got no passing stat, and this is because we also get a second new trait, the My Ball trait. So My Ball, a player with this trait may not willingly give up the ball when in possession of it, and so may not make pass actions, handoff actions, or use any other skill or trait that would allow them to relinquish possession of the ball. The only way you can lose possession of the ball is being knocked down, placed prone, falling over, or by the effect of a skill trait or a special rule of an opposing model. So this one's more easy to explain. Basically, you can't hand off or pass. The ball can still be knocked away in conventional means. So your Fox is your basic wide receiver. Once he gets that ball, he's just going to run for the end zone. Coming in at 50k, I think this is a great position, personally. And finally, we have the Alton Forest Treeman. Not much to say on this one, as there's no real change from a normal Treeman. So they are movement 2, strength 6, edge 5+, passing 5+, armor 11, and they come with mighty blow +1, stand firm, strong arm, take root, thick skull, throw teammate, and timber. I still think they're going to be an essential part of your team, as with the halfling team, as they just give that extra bit of muscle that you're going to need to tie up that middle of the field, and especially against bigger units and stronger units. And I do like the fact that they've reinterpreted the Treeman model for a bit of variety. And there is one additional note, and that is that Halfling Master Chef will not be at a discount for this team. It's implied that only Halfling teams really get this rate. And also coming with the pre-orders is the release of Rodney Roachbait. We haven't really done a deep dive on him, but as of this time, we don't have any stats for him. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him not dissimilar to a normal Gnome loadout. All that we know is that he will have jump up and sidestep to go with that stunty, but there's no mention of wrestle, which makes me wonder if he will have that in his armory. What we do get, however, is his Catch of the Day ability, which gives him the ability to retrieve a grounded ball within 3 squares of him at the beginning of his activation, pending a dice roll of 3 or more. And I do like that. I do think that's a very good special skill to have. Also coming out, we will have the new Spike issue number 17. These are packed with bits of fluff and plenty of lore in there. So if you're interested in a lot of the background information, it's well worth picking up. And to close it off, we have the pitch, the dice, and the team card packs. From this one image, it's hard to ascertain anything, but they're great companion pieces. We can see that there's a nice and blue-red dice set, but it's hard to distinguish anything else apart from that. The pitch is a day-night pitch, seems to have some channels of water on it, and I can't wait to see what the special parameters are for this team, especially with their magical trickster connections. And the team card packs, don't have much time for them, but if it's your sort of thing, you've got that as an accompanying pack as well. And finally, a quick mention that there's no Jordell Fresh Breeze. We did see him previewed about 2 weeks back, but it looks like he'll be his own release in the future. My thoughts on him, not 100% sold on the model. There's something unelven about it that doesn't quite click, but he's going to be a very good player, so he's certainly one we'll have to look out for in the future. So to recap, all in all, the Gnomes look like being a very challenging stunty team. It remains to be seen what skills can be added to them. Certainly dodge would be a must, as I think with dodge they could be crafted into a top stunty team. I think the miniatures are great sculpts. I think Games Workshop are absolutely nailing most of the stunts they've done. Some very good Horus Heresy miniatures lately. And yeah, we'll just have to see how they perform and rank going forwards. I will have a unboxing as soon as I get everything here. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now.